Thanks for contacting us at acesdogacademy.com or acesretrievers.com. We get quite a few questions about our obedience program, so we put this video together to go over the whole program so that hopefully we can answer a lot of questions.
During your dog's stay, we'll go over all the general obedience commands with your dog. We'll also have 3 sessions with the owners to teach the owners how to properly handle their dog, and to teach the dog that just because their owners are back around, it doesn't mean that life is going to go back to the way it was before. Some dogs that come in are super strong and want to pull us around. Some dogs just walk around with us and explore with their nose. Other dogs come in and they're super excited, bouncing around, spinning, trying to get the handler's attention all the time. We have to spend time with these dogs, letting them get used to the place and get used to us before we start really moving into the obedience. It's hard to train a dog that doesn't like you. So to accomplish this, we spend time walking our dogs around our pond, giving them time to get used to the place and used to the handler that's walking them. We spend time sitting on the bench, petting on them, letting them explore the place a little and just get used to their new surroundings and their new handler.
Once the dog warms up to us, we then start walking the dog and teaching the dog that every time we stop, you have to sit. We like when a dog looks up and makes eye contact, but sometimes this takes a few days to accomplish. The biggest thing is that the dog understands he cannot drag us and pull us. The foundation of our obedience program is walking and sitting at heel and saying, "What can I do for you next?" Once the dog understands this, we then introduce the collar and start adding commands. Sit and stay in place, down work are a couple of additional commands that we add in. We like to make sure the dog understands this very smooth, and we go over and over this so that whenever we do our first session, things are very smooth. The dog should understand that he walks and sits with the handler, he gets praised for doing it, he downs on command, and he stays in place. The next huge task for the handler is then to start convincing a dog that he has to do this for you.
During the 5th week, we have you come in for your first session with your dog. Whenever you get here, your dog has a preconceived notion of what life is with you in your home. Whenever he sees you, he's going to expect to be able to get those things back. That's what the first session is about, is teaching him that just because you're back around, it doesn't mean that life is going to go back to the way it was before.
After the first session, the handler's next job is then to do distraction dog work and to fine-tune the entire program. We go over and over the commands to make them true muscle memory for your dog, so that we'll be ready for session number 2, which takes place during the 6th week. During the second handler session, we go over lots of walking and sitting at heel. We do instructional sit and stay in place again. We do down work. Some dogs enjoy retrieving, so we discuss with you if you want us to attempt to use the retrieve for a reward for your dog actually doing the obedience commands for you. The thing to remember is that no dog is perfect, so when we do these sessions, we don't have a time limit. The goal of the session is to simply show you the strong and weak points of your dog and to spend adequate time with you to show you how to address issues and mistakes your dog may make and how to praise them whenever they do properly.
After your second session, your trainer goes over the things that you may have had issues with during the previous 2 sessions. We like to make things muscle memory for your dog, so we go over them and over them multiple times to make sure everything's set in stone. We have your recommended go-home schedule laid out in a video that we're going to send to you. It's important that you stay in touch with us, especially if you have any types of issues with the training process at home. We like to let the owner take control of the final session. Your trainer will follow you around while you're working your dog, giving you tips on how to handle your dog properly. We like to make sure that you totally understand how to properly handle your dog and that your dog understands and respects the fact that they have to work for you now. You can call us or email us anytime with questions.
Our program is designed to take a mental approach at making a big change in your dog's thought process. We want to make these commands muscle memory. Throughout the 7-week time frame, we go over these commands lots and lots of times. We also offer 3 sessions. During the 5th week, we do the first session. During the 6th week, we do the second session. And the final session is when the dog goes home during the 7th week. These sessions last anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. We don't have time limits on these sessions, and once your dog goes home, if any situations or issues may arise, we offer free one-on-one sessions where you can come back in and show us what's going on and we can help you to address the issues.
There's also a 4 to 5 week recommended go-home process for you and your dog to adhere to. This will help your dog understand that just because he's back home it doesn't mean life goes back to the way it was before. And also keep in mind, if you go on a vacation or go out of town for a trip, you can board your dog with us and we'll work with your dog and go over all the things that we had previously taught them. This will help them keep everything fresh in their mind.
And thanks again for watching.